Hi, I'm Andy from Target Transfers, and we're here at the Heat Printing Innovation Centre, home of Target Transfers and Styles and Hotronix in the UK. And today we're going to talk about best practice for heat presses and how an auto-open heat press could change your business. So Target Transfers, we are the UK's leading manufacturer of heat transfers, and Styles Hotronix, we're part of the group of other leading manufacturer of heat presses. So there's lots of things we can advise you on with regards to best practice that we really want to get stuck into today to really help you. This auto-open heat press is perfect if you think of starting a heat printing business or you need an additional heat press for your business. The auto-open offers you the best of every world that you could possibly imagine with a heat press. I'm going to cover that today, along with some best practices of how to use a heat press properly. So before I get started with the auto-open, I really want to talk about best practice for heat printing. We had the pleasure of meeting some of you last weekend at Printman Promotion in Birmingham. But one of the things that came to light was that there's lots of different ways people are using the heat presses. And some of these are not always the best way to use a heat press. So I wanted to highlight a couple of hacks, really, just to make sure you got your heat press set properly and how to get the most efficient use out of your transfers of vinyl or sublimation. So for those new to us, we always talk about time, temperature, and pressure. And one of the things that people find the most difficult is pressure, understanding how to get the right pressure, what the right pressure actually feels like. So today, first of all, I'm just going to cover heat transfer pressure. So this is a really important element of it because it needs to be either small, medium, or large pressure, but it's very important not to under or overpressure your garments. Nearly everything we do is medium pressure, so it's really, really easy to figure out. And so I'm just going to show you a quick tip for finding medium pressure, even if you don't have a pressure readout. So I'm going to do it on the Hotronix Auto Open Heat Press, but this applies to the Max Press and the XF and the Manual Fusion as well. It might differ slightly if you've not got a Hotronix heat press, but there should be a way that your supplier will be able to tell you just how to find this for yourself. So one of the most common mistakes people make is they think it's got to be a lot of hard work to pull this heat press down. They think they've got to really drive the transfer into the garment for it to stay there, but it's simply not true. So I want to show you just how easy it is to do pressure. You can see here I've got 2 fingers on here. That's all it's going to take for this press to come down. Nice and easy. That's medium pressure. That's as much pressure as you'll ever need to use to put on heat transfer vinyl or a heat transfer onto any type of fabric. It really is that simple. So anyone that's using 2 hands to pull it down, you're not achieving any better results. It's not going to stay on there any longer. You only need to do 2 fingers. The reason that you only need to use 2 fingers is because we made it that way. As part of Styles Hotronix, we care about everyone that's using these heat presses. We want to make sure it's easy for you to use that heat press. We don't want you to have any repetitive strain issues. We want to make sure that you can just concentrate on getting the next job ready. So the way we've managed to achieve this is just purely through precision engineering. All of our heat presses are still made in Pennsylvania. So it means that we have this extra control. We use steel parts to them. So that means you've got this quality build that should do all the hard work for you, not you doing all the hard work, the press. So just a reminder, just to see that again, 2 fingers down. That's it, really easy. I could do that all day. These machines are built to work 20, 24-hour days, work across multiple shifts. So you shouldn't have to really work hard for this. I've heard some horror stories recently about people standing on ladders and steps to pull their heat press down because they think they need to get so much pressure into it. But it's simply not the case. You're not going to achieve anything better. Let us do the heavy lifting for you. We've built these presses to have accurate pressure, and we'll go into that in just a minute about how we've done that. So you really don't have to do that. So that's tip number 1. Stop overpressuring your garments. Just keep it nice and simple. It shouldn't be hard work. The other best practice tip that I really wanted to touch upon is how many times you should heat press your transfer, your garment. And this is a mistake that seems to be cropping up quite a lot recently. Is people doing second presses and things like that. Just the things you just don't need to do. Going off recipe, everything that we build as a transfer of vinyl is all built to be at a very specific time, temperature, and pressure. So that's when the transfer gets unlocked, and that's how it stays on it. There's no secret tips you should be doing on top of that to make sure it works better. It's all built to be nice and simple, like everything we do. So that's why when I hear people are talking, they're doing an extra 5 seconds on everything they do, or they're doing a second press after they've applied the transfer, after they've peeled the transfer away. I really want to make sure today, if you take anything away from this live event, is stop doing it. When you put a garment on here, and I'll do it in a sec for you, you pre-press for 5 seconds. That's why on the Auto Open we have the 5. You can set a pre-press timer. That gets the garment nice and flat, nice and warm, removes any moisture, removes any elements that could be causing an issue later on with it. And then you fuse it for 10 or 12 seconds, depending on what product you have, and that's it. You're not going to achieve anything more from adding an extra 10-second press afterwards, for pre-pressing it for longer. All you're doing is eating into your actual business time. You're eating into your productivity time and eating into your profit margins. So rather than say, I know one customer I spoke to recently, and they said they were pre-pressing for 10 seconds, fusing the transfer for 10 seconds, that part's correct, and then fusing again for another 10 seconds after they peeled away the backer. So 30 seconds they're spending with the garment under this heat press, and they should only be doing it for 15 seconds. So if you can imagine, you could cut down your production time in half just by following the instructions correctly. Think about how much more you could do with that time. You could get twice as much work done and achieve exactly the same results, achieve better results, because you're not trying to do something that the press or the transfer doesn't want to do. So stick to the recipe, quick pre-press, 3 to 5 seconds at most, and then fuse by the instructions, 10 to 12 seconds, peel as per the instructions, and that's it. You don't need to do any more hard work to make sure that transfer of vinyl stays on. So just a quick, that's only a couple of bit of tips and tricks. We do have future events planned where we're going to cover lots of productivity hacks that can actually save you time, that are to your benefit. But that's going to cover that in a separate event. Today I just want to talk to you about the Auto Open Heat Press. A lot of you had questions at Printman Promotion, and you've been sending us messages on Instagram and Facebook subsequently. So we just really want to cover that off today, because this tends to be the go-to press for anyone that's starting their business or growing their business, because it can do everything. It can allow you that control. So at Target and Hotronix, we always talk about time, temperature, and pressure. If you can control those accurately, you're always going to have a perfect press. And then where you can concentrate on the core parts of your business that really matter that way. So the Auto Open Heat Press. Why is it called the Auto Open Heat Press? Because it automatically opens. It's nice and simple. This is a feature that you get in a lot of presses as the second tier of heat press. So there's a press called the Max Press, which is slightly cheaper than this, but it doesn't have the Auto Open Heat feature. The reason you might want an Auto Open Heat feature is because it allows you to get on with something else at the same time. You know that in 10 or 12 seconds, this is going to pop straight back up and give you that peace of mind. You don't have to worry about standing waiting at the heat press for the timer to run out, because that's really a bit of a waste of your time. You could be doing something else with your time. That's 10, 12 seconds you get back from every garment you manufacture. So just again, you can see this time in 12 seconds, it's just going to pop straight back up, and you're going to get, it means you could be preparing the next garment, getting the next garment, getting the next transfer ready, sending some vinyl to cut. Or if you're at home business, it means if the doorbell goes, you can go and answer it. If you perhaps you've got a kid at home and it starts crying, you could go and find out what's wrong. You can go and put out fires within your business or at your home and have peace of mind that you can come back and it won't have just been sitting there, counting down, burning what's going on. It's not going to set on fire, but it's going to ruin that garment by putting too much time and pressure and heat through it. So the Auto Open feature is something that a lot of our customers really like, because it means you can just put it down and you can walk away, you can get your next garment. So I can be prepping to show you how to do something, why that press is doing its thing. So I'm just going to put it down one more time, so you can see exactly how it's going to pop up nice and easy, and that's all there is to the Auto Open feature. But it's a great addition to have as well if you've got people, say for instance, you might have a team of people looking after your heat presses, you might have Saturday staff, or you want to make sure that you can rely on someone else to follow the instructions and that press to come up when it's supposed to, not before, not after, exactly when it's supposed to. You can just have peace of mind that this is going to do it for you. So it's a really great feature to have as part of your first press. I know that a lot of our customers absolutely love it. So something else, when I talk about pressure earlier and talk about the importance of doing it correctly, so one of the things I really wanted to highlight with the Auto Open Heat Press, and this is something that we're very proud of Hotronix to bring to market, be the first people to do this. And this is a really good telltale sign. If you're looking at a new heat press and you want to think, what's a telltale sign of, am I looking at a high quality heat press or a cheap heat press? So right here, just about see it, you've got the turner for setting pressure. And for Hotronix, this sits right in the middle of the heat press. So when this press comes down, it comes down at even pressure. So I'm going to bring this down. This is completely sealed around here. There's no gaps. It's coming down at perfect pressure every single time. It's not coming back first and you're going to get uneven pressure at the front. It's coming down through the middle, so no matter what you have under there, it comes down perfectly every single time. Really nice and simple. So it means that you can have peace of mind you're getting this Hotronix seal of approval for over center pressure, which gives you peace of mind, and it means you know you can press your garment knowing you've got even pressure no matter where your transfer is, anywhere on this bottom platen. That's a really, really great addition that we're really proud to introduce as part of Hotronix. The other great part with all of the Hotronix machines is you get this digital readout here. So just here at the back, you've got this blue readout. It tells you exactly how long's left on it. It allows you to set the timer. So you can set 2 times on here. So you can set a pre-press timer. You can set temperature. And it gives you everything you need to control your product. So time and temperature. I'm going to bring it down here as well. Just here, it's got a pressure readout for me as well. So I know that I'm infusing this exact right pressure, and I've got a readout to prove it. I've got that time, temperature, and pressure have all been controlled here. So one more time. Timer counts down, pressure reads out. That way you know that you're going to get a perfect press here. And this is a press that you can control everything. So no matter what's going on here. So we're going to use a heat transfer in a minute, but this could be a screen printed heat transfer, an ultra color heat transfer, a direct to film heat transfer vinyl. A lot of customers that we have like to cure direct to garment prints on here, and many more, sublimation. There's nothing you can't achieve with this heat press here. And the great thing is you also get a lifetime warranty on this heating element. So anyone that joined us about a month ago, we had a live report from Josh, who was in the Hotronix factory and showed us exactly what this looks like under the hood. So if you want to see that, just go back to our YouTube channel and have a look. He cuts open this platen and also a cheaper platen at the same time, so you can see a like-for-like comparison, and that shows exactly why there's no cold spots anywhere on this press. It's exactly 120 degrees at the moment, every single place on this platen. So no matter where I put my transfer, I'm going to get perfect application. You're also going to get 5 years framework warranty on this as well, and 2 years back to base. So you've got real peace of mind. This thing is built to last and last. But the most important thing is you probably want to see me fusing something on here. So very quickly, I'm just going to slide this on. So I am using what we call a quick slip protector on here today. So this is something, I'll show you there. So we've got this nice Teflon pad on here. Just makes gliding t-shirts on and off that little bit easier. So they're about £47. So I'd highly recommend investing in one of those if you can. Get that transfer on there nice and easy. We're going to give a 5-second pre-press on this Bella canvas top. You can see here I've got my pressure readout correctly. I'm at a 6. Medium pressure is between 4 and 6, so that's perfect. Today I'm going to be using one of our ultra color heat transfers. So you can have a look. This is one of the ones we did for the show. It's got these fantastic colors and gradients. If you're doing anything full color transfer wise and you want detail and unlimited colors, you need to be using what we call ultra color, which is a full color heat transfer. And this is the world's leading full color heat transfer. We manufacture these on site in that wall behind me, and we can get these back to you in 2 days as well. So I'm just going to pop that on there, and I'm going to grab the cover sheet. This is something that we recommend with the Auto Open heat press if you're using a cold peel product. So the Ultra Color standard is a cold peel product, so we don't want it to be coming back up with the heat press when it automatically opens. So nice piece of cover sheet. You can get 50 sheets of this for $11.99 from targettransfers.com. Pull this down for 12 seconds. Again, same recipe every single time with Ultra Color heat transfers, and it's going to stay on there the lifetime of the garment. We've industrially wash tested these to make sure that is the case. There we go. Put that to the side. I'm just going to let this cool down and go cold. Won't take too long. Just put it to the side here. While waiting for that to go cold, I just wanted to give you some quick numbers on this heat press. I'm sure that'll be lots of people have questions on these. So it's available in 3 different sizes. This one you can see here is the 40 by 50 size, which is the largest one. And this is available for 1470. We do have a 40 by 40 size, which is available for 1230, and a 28 by 38, which is available for 930. All on targettransfers.com, all in stock, ready to be sent out to you next day, depending if you order by 4 o'clock. It's almost ready now. But generally speaking, if you're doing these at home, you'd do all your transfers at once and do all your peeling in a minute. So that way you can get through your work a lot quicker that time. So something that I do want to get you to think about. So if you've not got a heat press before, you're thinking about investing in another one. And a really important factor is thinking about the payoff of these machines and actually thinking about how quickly can I pay off these machines? Is this machine going to be worth it? So first question is, which machine size do I need? So go home and work out what the biggest size of design you have is, and then pick a top platen that matches that design. We can always change these bottom platens, which I'll show you in a sec. You can never change the top platen. So that's the most important thing to think about. What's the biggest design I'm ever going to do? Once you've worked that out, then you can think about what heat press am I going to get. So for instance, this 40 by 50 centimeter auto open heat press, which is 1470. So say add a couple of accessories into there. All you're going to need to do to actually pay off this heat press is sell 117 t-shirts. Then this heat press is fully paid off. If you want more of a breakdown on that, it is available on the Auto Open heat press page on targettransfers.com. But essentially 117 t-shirts. So the first 117 t-shirts, you can use the profit from those to pay off this heat press. Anything past that point is all profit with this. This machine is fully paid off. It's going to last you 20, 30 years easily anyway. But you've got all that the warranty with the lifetime on the heating element, the 5 years on the framework anyway. So that's all it needs to take. If you think you can sell 117 t-shirts, you'll pay off your heat press. So this has gone nice and cold now, so I'm just going to peel this off for you so you can all see that. There you go, just rip this off. And there you go, nice, so nice full color design, lovely gradients, lots of detail. And you can see that's nice and vibrant there. That's all it took. It was 5 seconds pre-press. It was 12 seconds under there for the main press with a cover sheet, medium pressure, which is between 4 and 6 on the auto open heat press, and that's it, you're done. So just a reminder, this particular one is available for 1470. Anyone that is watching today that orders an auto open heat press in the next week can use a code SHOW100. So you put the code SHOW100 in the discount box at checkout. You will get £100 of heat transfer credit automatically added to your heat press for free. So it's a really great deal, but it's only available for a couple of weeks. So if you are thinking about getting a heat press, so just to remind you, this machine automatically opens. Pressure comes through the middle. It tells you the time, temperature, and pressure on there. So everything you need to control. The heat printing trinity is all controlled. You've got this lovely wide open area, so this opens up really high, so you're not going to burn yourself. You're not going to get too close to this platen here. I'm doing this on the side here, and I still managed to put that transfer on perfectly. You also get the quick change bottom. So on these, all of these have got a lever on the bottom here. So where I just pull my thumb around, you can pick this transfer off. Just like that. And you can change them to any different size that you want. You can get lots of different sizes on the bottom. And they start at £137.50. So if you want to turn this press into a bit more of a Swiss Army knife, you've got absolutely everything you need to do to be able to fuse onto hoodies, bags, anything with tricky zips. You can turn this into a universal heat printing space. So thank you for joining me today, and open up to any questions people might have about the heat press.
Yep, so we've got a few. The first one is about the counter caddy stand that the heat press is on.
Yeah, so good question. So the heat press as standard stops here. You can see the feet just here. And then below we've got what we call a counter caddy stand, And these are available for an extra £310. We do have a version that sits on top of a workspace as well, which is £160. The advantage you have of using a caddy is, one, you can move this press around. So I can take this and maneuver anywhere around the office, anywhere around your factory you want to. But the number one thing that people really love is it makes this fully threadable. So what I mean by that is when you put this t-shirt on here, all the t-shirt hangs off to the side. So smooth opening on. It means you've got this nice threadable area here, which makes it that little bit easier. So you're not having to put the t-shirt all on the top here and hope that you're not getting any creases coming through or any seams coming through. It just makes it that much more accurate when you're using it.
Perfect. We've got another one which is about the different size heat presses for mostly fusing onto t-shirts.
Okay, so again, there's 3 different sizes available for this heat press. This is a 40 by 50, which is the largest heat press you'd ever need. You can do full back prints, you can do sports numbers. But the main thing again is to think about what size do you actually, your print's going to be. So there's a 40 by 50 size, a 40 by 40 centimeter size, and a 28 by 38 centimeter size. So there's an option with this heat press for absolutely everyone. So if you're just doing lots of kids stuff and you don't need a giant one, you can get a 28 by 38 centimeter version for £930. So the payoff on that is probably going to be close to 70 t-shirts, so even quicker.
Somebody just wants a little bit more information about the quick slip that you mentioned.
Yep, so the quick slip, this is, so I'll just peel this back. So as standard, you still get a fantastic blue rubber pad on here. For £47, you can get this quick slip protector. Just hooks on here, just like putting a bed sheet on. And all it does, it makes a really nice quick surface on here. It means you can put t-shirts on that a little bit quicker. So this is a great one for anyone that's interested in productivity hacks. If you wish you could save 5-10 seconds every time you put a t-shirt on, this is a great way to do it. So you can very easily pay that £47 back because you're probably going to save yourself a couple of days a year in time spent every time you put heat press on. So it's about 10 seconds on average time saving here.
Another one about these stands. What's the difference between the counter caddy and the caddy stand?
So the counter caddy just has another metal layer about here, so it can sit on top of any worktop that's wide enough. But the caddy stand that this is on has wheels on the bottom, so this can be wheeled around anywhere in the workspace.
Yeah, and then there was one more. Can find it about if they can come in and have some training.
Yeah, so we do have lots of one-to-one master classes. We have design and placement classes. We have how to start a t-shirt business, how to market your t-shirt business. So if you're interested in more training or if you want us to put together a bespoke package for you, just head to targettransfers.com/events. Everything we have available over the next couple of months is available there to book onto now.
Perfect. That's it for the questions. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much for joining me today. If you have more questions after the event, just send us a message on Instagram or Facebook. We do have lots of events coming up soon. So we're going to be talking all things Ultra Color Max and direct-to-film heat transfers next week. So that's going to be a really useful one. This is one of the big new products we have coming up this month. So you want to be the first to get access to that, I'd encourage you to join. Again, that'll be on our events page, on our Facebook page to sign up for that one. Don't forget to use the code SHOW100 at checkout for any of the Auto Open heat presses to get £100 of free heat transfer credit, which you can spend on custom.targettransfers.com, where you can order 1 to 5 color heat transfers and the full color, ultra color product that you saw today. It's a really great deal. It'll save you, probably means when you buy your heat press, you're essentially going to get that first job for free. So do go and use that. And like Molly said, if you want to see any of these future events, just go to targettransfers.com/events or subscribe on YouTube or Facebook, and you'll be the first to know about these events. So thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I'll see you on the next one.